Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's the bottom line. That's right. Monday night here in Studio 02. Brought to you by Chances Logistics. Scrap Daddy trucking the freight up and down the highway. We're coming at you tonight with a little bit of big energy. Fall is in the air, my friends. It's cooled off outside. That's right. Racing's still going on. We do got some results to go over. Things are weaning down now. Okay, Fast Freddy's on the AV back there. I'm going to get back in my area. We're going to get this show started. There we go. Got a big crowd in tonight. Once again, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the bottom line, brought to you by Elbows Up Dirt Productions. I'm Tommy Cordell. We're here in Studio 02, brought to you by Chances Logistics. Once again, that's right, Chances Logistics. And I tell you what, man, seasons are winding down, obviously. We've seen a lot of ends to seasons here over the past weekend. And even nationally, we've seen a lot of ends to a lot of seasons. We've seen the what would you call it, the free agency going on, you know, people getting fired, people getting picked up, people trading, going here, going there. It's, yeah, on all levels. Not as much on the local level, but definitely on the national level for sure. You know, I just read that Dalton Wilson today, he's departing that ride that he's in. Yeah, that's just one of them right there. But no, everything's starting to get wishy-washy here over the next month going into November. You got to remember, racing season, it has a short break, really, till you're back at it again in the early, and I mean early spring. But neither here or there. Let's get down to business. We're going to do our East Coast Legends Weekly Roundup. That's right, Freezing Company, East Coast Legends Weekly Roundup, brought to you by David H. Martin Excavating, 55 plus years in the business. That's right, excavation and utility service, agricultural, residential, commercial. They're getting the job done. Family owned, great company. There's no doubt about it. So East Coast Legends actually have been done for, I guess, to be going on 2 weeks now, or a week and a half. Their season's officially over. The final race was at BAPS Nationals, the Fall Nationals, and we talked about that last week. We've seen Alex McCollum and Jeremy Ott split the features, which were Friday night and Saturday night. Championship-wise, East Coast Legends Points Championship, it went to Colton Freeze. That's right, Colton Freeze. We've seen the Tri-Track Championship, or Tri-Track Challenge, brought to you by Rita's. That went to Colton Freeze as well. And the Path Valley Championship, just up at the quarter-mile bull ring, went to Colton Freeze. So needless to say, Colton Freeze had a banner year, getting himself some championships. And, you know, we congratulate him. Freddie, we all good back there?
Everything's good.
Okay, Fast Freddy's back there on the AV equipment. That's right. That's right. One thing we want to touch on with the East Coast Legends, you know, it's winter rebuild time. It's in the books. It's starting. You know, Freeze Motorsports, Stonebridge Road, Greencastle. They're your Onyx dealer. They got everything and everything. Even if you're not running the Legends cars, they got a lot of crossover stuff for racing in general. You can go get. At a very affordable, competitive price. You see Mike Donald up there, the store manager. Now, one thing on the burner for East Coast Legends, and I mean, it's a good one. I can't tell you what it is, but there is a huge announcement coming here in November. That's right. It's a big, big announcement. And, yeah, I think it's going to be, well, I know it is. I know it's going to be something great for them, for their customers, for the drivers, for the series, hell, for the whole damn world, matter of fact. So it's a big announcement coming up there in November, and we'll obviously we'll be a part of that tee-off right there and get that out. But no, other than that, that's what's happening with East Coast Legends right now, and they've had a banner season. Their car counts were amazing. Their competition levels were amazing, no doubt. We've seen a lot of repeat winners, and we've seen a lot of new winners throughout the year. So, you know, kudos to Freeze and Company, and they did a hell of a job. So we'll move on here, and once again, that's been brought to you by D.H. Martin Excavating. That's right, D.H. Martin Excavating. And we'll move on to Dan's Auto Repair. Weekly results. That's right. Dan's Auto Repair weekly results in downtown East Side, Rouserville, stone throw down the road. Minor overhauls, major overhauls, inspection, oil changes, tire, lube, the whole 9 yards. You go down there and see Chad, he'll get you fixed up. There's no doubt about it. So we're moving signs. That's right. Moving signs to the left. Okay, so let's take a look at Hagerstown. That's right, the capital of dirt track racing. H-Town, Fall Clash, super late models. They rolled in. It's Oktoberfest weekend, ladies and gentlemen, both Friday and Saturday. The extravaganza, however, for your modifieds was truly Saturday night. More preliminary action on Friday night. The super late models, however, they went ahead and ran a complete program which paid $6,000, okay, $6,000. Car counts were in the 30s, okay, I'm not sure an exact number. It was in the mid-30s, I would say, which was good. It was a little different there. They had us, the super late models and their teams, respectively, parked outside of Turn 1 in the parking lot there where you normally would pay to get into pits. So they had it out there. There was so many damn modifieds. Everybody from New York, Vermont, Canada, the whole 9 yards. They were stuffed in the infield per se. So they were out there, which made it a little interesting, but actually it worked out pretty good. I got to be honest. We've seen a lot of the heavy hitters signed in the night or Friday night there for sure. Going into that, Trevor Feathers was trailing, okay, and Trevor Feathers was not trailing. He was the points leader, okay. Mason Ziegler and him were neck and neck. Taking a look at how the night went on, Eckert went out and set the fast time. That's right, Scrub out of York, Pennsylvania, driving the iconic number 24E. He went out and set the fast time. He also won the dash, so that put him in a real good spot to start on pole for the feature, okay. How she finished out, I'm going to tell you. Trevor Feathers and the man number 72, he was victorious, and he muscled his way right up through the field. And Ziegler took the lead early on the start. Eckert was second. Ziegler, like I said, was kind of, he was up, reared up, moving, and Feathers, he come up through and ran down Ziegler, got around him on the bottom, coming off too, and away he went, and there was no turning back. Ziegler tried to, he was giving her all she had, Captain, I can assure you that. He was trying to give her all she had, hammer down, elbows up, whatever, and he just couldn't really mint. Even when Feathers got in lap traffic, he gained on him a little bit, but not enough to be something vital there in the end. So second was Mason Ziegler, third was Scrub Eckert. So Feathers, Ziegler, Eckert. Hard Charger went to the Mr. Smooth, that's right, out of Greencastle, Pennsylvania, 50 years, in the business. He'll be a plus, though, because he'll be back next year, was Gary Stuhler. You ought to have seen Stuhler in the B-Main. Unfortunately, he had to go into the B-Main. There was a lot of good cars there, though. That's the thing. There was a ton of good cars there. There truly was. And, man, put him in the B-Main. He starts back, and that guy was on the move, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. He didn't miss a beat. I don't care how old Gary Stuhler is. He didn't miss a beat. I can assure you that. He finished second. Logan Zarin ended up winning the B-Main, and Stuhler transferred in. Trayton Lee, there's one for you. Trayton Lee runs third in his heat race. He's a young man. He don't have a lot of super races under his belt at all. He was in the 2T. Obviously his brother was there as well, the General Kyle Lee. Trayton went into the feature and ended up running the 11th, a strong 11th. And that was pretty commendable, I thought. Kyle Lear was there. We got at the Showtime. Kyle Lear in the 000, the triple aught. He was there and ended up running. He looked decent the whole night. But overall, I think the track held up rather well. She was juicy. I got to be honest. She was juicy in the heat races. It was hammered down. There was no question about that. So, yeah, they did a good job. Switching gears to Saturday night, modifieds. Guess who won? You ain't going to never imagine. Matt Shepard, right? Matt Shepard wins a lot. That's exactly right. He always double-digited every year. 7,000 on the line for Shepard. In the 602 Crate Sportsman mods was Joe Toth. I would imagine that's how you say it, Toth. T-O-T-H. So, I don't know. Like we said, where the future lies for Hagerstown Speedway, I guess time will tell. We know what we read in the Area Auto Racer, that, the interview with Lisa Plesker, general manager. I'm not sure. It ain't looking good, but I do hope, truthfully, to preserve the preservation of local dirt track racing. We just can't see many more racetracks fall off, guys. That's just the bottom line. No pun intended, right? And if you're tuning in, once again, I'm Tom McGraw from the Bottom Line. This is Elbows Up Dirt Productions, brought to you by Chanzos Logistics. Now, so let's switch gears to Bedford. Saturday night, Bedford. That's right, the fabulous Bedford Fairgrounds Speedway. Wow, a little chilly night on tap. In fact, it was chilly. It was cold. It was cold Friday night at Hagerstown. And I'm sure she was cold at Bedford. We were not at Bedford. We seen the Keystone Cup tune-up, okay? The Keystone Cup tune-up. Super late models had a decent field of cars, And at the end of the day, it was the captain, Cal Harley. That's right, in the Sami Lacey number 45. The captain, Cal Harley, was victorious. Jeff Ryan, second. I guess Ryan got a second chance, per se, there on a restart. And they juked, they jived, and zigged and zagged. And in the end, Hardy parked in victory lane. That's his first win of the year there at the Bedford Fairgrounds Speedway. Spike Moore, very good. Rebound, that's good. I know he struggled a little bit here at Path Valley in the McBee Limited, and he struggled a little bit there Friday night at Hagerstown in the McBee machine, and he ended up putting it on the podium for a top three. Got third, so P3 for Spike in the Stingers. That's right, McBee, the Stinger ride. Them guys seem to be gelling well together as a team, if I must say so. I think it's a good fit. Cosner, he ran fourth. And then Feathers ran fifth. Now, here's the thing on Trevor Feathers and the Cameron machine again. The man machine, the Pete Cameron man. The 72, she come from 21st at Bedford, and he finished fifth. So he was definitely a hard charger, rolling from the 21st starting spot to P5. 305 sprints, we see Colby Weaver. That's right, Colby Weaver capped it off. He got the win. And top five, Cole DeWeese. Let's talk about that a minute. Cole DeWeese, obviously a regular in 600 micro sprints, very competitive, usually snags several wins on the year. We see him at Path Valley a lot. He travels down there to Millbridge. He gets a little bit there and all over, okay? But now he's been in the Beavers, 305 sprint. That's right. I believe the number 61 B. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to double check that. It's in duct tape because they call him the duct tape dominator. I like it. I love it. It's all blue with duct tape number on it there. But anyways, no, he's been running. Cole has here the last couple weeks and ended up getting himself a top five in the 305 sprint. So I look to see Cole DeWeese obviously, moving up. He already maybe has officially or a combo in it per se, splitting time with the 600 and maybe a 305. And, he follows his dad's footsteps, all right? LD. Alyssa Collum. Now, she won in the modified there at Path Valley just 2 weeks ago. And, in that iconic number 55, and she ended up getting in a 305 sprint. She has time in a 305 sprint as well in the past, but she got in one again here this past Saturday and ended up, I'm sure obviously her finish wasn't the best of what she wanted. She was back past midfield, but neither here or there. She revisited the seat of a 305 sprint. Says she likes running the sprints a lot, but likes the wings, she said. She likes wings. We're looking ahead here. Let me see here. Semi-lates. Chubby Childers. That's right. In the semis. He was victorious there in that class. So, moving on. There ain't a whole lot, guys, because she's weaning down. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Lincoln, final 50. That's right. The final 50 at Lincoln. 15,000 smackaroonies on the line. Plus some track championships on the line. In the 410 makeup feature was Freddie Raymer. That's right, Freddie Raymer. J.J. Loss. How about that? J.J. Loss in the number 39, the Trone Outdoors machine. A ride very new to him, only probably, I wouldn't say less than a month. Okay, that he's, filling that duty right there. So good for him. He runs second. Kyle Moody runs third. Freddie Raymer is only a few digits behind with the whole deal there for the championship, from what I understand. And then they go to the regular feature. We see Cameron Smith in the TC Backer number 75. We've talked to Cameron Smith many times at Lincoln and Path Valley when High Limit was there. Good young man to talk to. And he ended up parking at P1. Troy Wagaman Jr. second. Danny Dietrich, Double D, third. That's right. Dylan Norris in the makeup, he wins in the 358 sprints, the 358 sprint makeup. And this was a makeup back from September. He's victorious. He also is the track champion of 358s. Well deserved. He has a lot of wins under his belt in that class. Cameron Merriman wins the regularly scheduled 358 sprint race. Track champion, number 5. for him overall goes to Freddie Raymer. That's right. So Freddie Raymer's your track champion at Lincoln. That was the final 50, $15,000, which Cameron Smith gladly collected. Okay, El Dur, Dirt Track World Championship. That's right, Dirt Track World Championship. Super late models, we've seen Bobby Pierce. That's right, Bobby Pierce was victorious. I did see some carnage there with Thornton, Davenport's car, and typical El Dur stuff. Hit the wall, at 1,001 mile an hour, and pieces fly. Moran, Devin Moran, right, the mailman. Okay, he was your Lucas Oil title champion. Okay, he was your Lucas Oil champion. Steel blocks. Now, several local guys made the journey out to Ohio, right, for the steel block race. Some of them right there, we've seen Michael Walls, right, local. Andy Freeze, haven't seen Freestyle much this year, that familiar 82. He makes the haul out there. Taylor Farley, several wins on the year for Taylor. Having a strong year, had a strong year. I'm probably sure he'll run again here this coming weekend at Path Valley, but till now he's had a strong year, and he makes the journey out. Snooky, Lane Snook, that's right. He makes the journey out there to run the steel block deal. In the end, it was the Bruce Kane, the 15K machine of Josh Rice. He victorious. He won. We've seen Farling was 15th. Snook was 20th. Okay, Snook obviously had some problems there. He started, I think, 8th, 9th, somewhere the top 10. But it's the way it is. You're out there competing against the best, and obviously, I know Lane Snook and his team. They'll do everything they can. In fact, from what I just read, they went to North Carolina like on Sunday, I think, to test. Okay, they're meeting Drake Troutman down there and doing some testing to try to better their program. So, having said that, Michael Walls, Andy Freeze, Taylor Farley, Lane Snook, good deal. Speaking of the Dirt Track World Championship, well, the word is right now they said it'd go to West Virginia Motor Speedway. That's right, the Hurleys. Obviously, Mike and Becky, I believe, Hurley, have done a tremendous job there and revamped that to the 3/8 mile. They've raced once there this year already, where Freddie Carpenter was victorious just the other week, and they'll be moving the Dirt Track World Championship back from El Dur to West Virginia Motor Speedway in 2026. A little other note as well, Modified Mafia Points champion was Michael Altabelli. That's right, Altabelli was the champion in the Modified Mafia. Once again, if you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, this is the bottom line. That's right, no bull here, the bottom line. Brought to you by Chances Logistics. Okay, Natural Bridge Fall Classic. Natural Bridge Fall Classic, late models, Justin Williams, victorious. 602 late models, Logan Robertson. That's right. He's been on a little bit of a move there. Obviously, the week before, he picked up the Tommy Bear Memorial, the $8,800. Pure Stocks, Jason Wilkins. That guy wins when he gets out of bed. Okay, I mean he gets her done. He gets her done. Good for him. Jason Wilkins into Pure Stock. McGrew Bid. That's right. The little track with Baps there. McGrew Bid. Our PA Micro Midgets. The 500 cc's was Mason Noble. Micro Midget 300 cc's was Hunter Smith. That's right. Hunter Smith, our young driver down here east side downtown Rouserville. Good for him. Hunter Smith Racing, Parkston and Victory Lane. Pagoda Raceway. There was a Legends race there. It was not a sanctioned East Coast Legends race. However, some guys decided to go up and race. We've seen Scott Howdenshell was victorious. Ryan Walls was second. And looky here, Todd Walls runs third. Todd Walls obviously is a regular competitor in the Micro Midget 500cc class and a very done well, obviously, in that class. Several wins this year. But he hopped in a Legend for the day and ended up finishing third. Now, moving on. Here we go. Ashley Yoder designs Who's Hot. That's right. Who's Hot? This is what we're going to do. We're going to say open wheel Freddie Raymer. He won a championship. He won a race this past weekend. He's had some decent finishes here as of late. We'll go with Freddie Raymer. Limited late models, steel blocks, whatever you want to call them. Late models, sportsmen's. You know what? I'm going to give Who's Hot. I'm going to give Who's Hot to all of them guys. Michael Walls, Andy Freestyle Freeze, Taylor Farley, and Snooky Lane Snook. I'm going to give them all their hot. You know what I mean? Anytime you can pick up, run out to Ohio, 6, 8, 9, 7 hours, however long, and it's been forever since I've been out there, and run out there and go up against them guys. 74 competitors, guys. There were 74 total steel blocks signed in, okay? I got to give them credit, all of them. So I think kudos to them. Who's Hot? The super late models. We'll go with Trevor Feathers. That's right. We'll go with Trevor Feathers. Obviously, the win at Hagerstown with the Fall Clash, and then the 21st to 5th rally at Bedford. Okay, at Bedford. I'll give it to him. Let me get a drink here. Hold tight. Nobody go anywhere. Freddie, we doing okay up there?
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Freddie says it's fine. It's fine. Okay, moving on. Upcoming. Bedford Keystone Cup / Fall Clash. That's right. Friday and Saturday. This Saturday, 24th, 25th. Friday, we see the twin super late model features, $2,500 each. That's right. So $5,000 if a guy takes both of them. Semi-lates and pure stocks. And she's going to be cold. She's going to be Bedford style cold. I can tell you that. Grab a parka. Saturday night, super late models, 25,000 smackers on the line. That's right, $25,000 on the line. Late model Sportsman's Mods Crown Vics. Okay, so that'll be a big weekend at Bedford. That'll close out Bedford then after this weekend. Path Valley, Bull Ring Nationals. Friday, we see T.A. Ward 270s, 1,000 smackers from T.A. Ward for the victor in that class. Wingless Sportsman's and 600s. Saturday, we see limited late models of Path Valley, modified, strictly stocks, and Thunder cars. Both nights, trick-or-treat night. So Friday and Saturday, they're going to give them kids a lot of sugar, okay? So that will wrap up the whole weekend, the whole schedule for Path Valley after this Friday and Saturday with the Bull Ring Nationals. Always a good time up there for that show. It's been a great season. A lot of racing has gotten in. Highlights, obviously, we've seen High Limit there this year. That was the big Bazonga, or whatever you want to call it, Blue Haha. And, so it's been a lot of decent stuff going on there. Georgetown, a little bit ahead the following week, October 31st. 8,000 on the line. That's a Fall Clash race, Georgetown. Then right the next day, Saturday, November 1st, it's the makeup of a Fall Clash. It got rained out. That's the Darrell Hills Memorial. 10,000 smackers on the line there at Budds Creek. Okay, so there's still some racing left. There's big money left on the docket. So yeah, it ain't like every track's not running. A lot are shut down. But if you want to go do some racing, there's still stuff out there to go. And, this time of year, I love it because you see a lot of big meat, a lot of heavy hitters come in when these shows that pay $6, $8, $10,000, and you end up getting a good race. Now, tomorrow night in our local area here, just adjacent to downtown Rattlerville and Wayne's Bar, the Cumberland Valley Breast Care Alliance will be set up at Applebee's, and they're going to be supporting their cause. The Pied Piper, that's right, out of Mercersburg, PA, in the 21P, Jacob Piper, he's going to be down here. He has his car on display. And one of his sponsors, 1037, a radio station, News Talk, is there as well, and he's there supporting this cause with Cumberland Valley Breast Care Alliance, with them. And he'll have his car there, and a little sneak peek, she's wrapped up. That's right. They didn't run this past Saturday at Bedford because they were wrapping this car. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the scheme on this car to help give promotion, obviously, to breast cancer awareness and such. YouTube, Elbows Up Dirt Productions, you want to get on there and subscribe because everything we do on this side of Facebook, it gets trashed after 30 days. So it's banked over in YouTube. So get over to YouTube, guys. November 15th, 34th Annual Racer Swap Meet. That's right, the Frederick County Fairgrounds in Virginia. That's a good deal. Starts at 7 a.m. in the morning. Lots there to get after. You get a hold of Roy Anderson or ARC Racing on Facebook. They can get you fixed up if you want to be a vendor. November 16th, the Maryland Stock Car Hall of Fame reunion in Odenton. I say it either way, right? That's a good one. That's a real good one. 12 to 5 at the Odenton Fire Department. It's catered. It's a full meal. It's a great event. Speakers, a lot of rich history of racers there. And memorabilia, we'll be there doing interviewing and emceeing. Go to Maryland Stock Car Hall of Fame on Facebook, and they can take you to where you need to go to get tickets. Always a big event. November 17th, we got a lot going on in November. November 17th, we'll start a series on a Monday night called Beyond the Tech Beyond. I always want to say behind. I guess it could be. Beyond the Tech Shed, okay, Beyond the Tech Shed. It will run until March A lot of hot topics out there to discuss, and rules and regulations and all sorts. There'll be different guests on, usually always two, and we will discuss hot burning items. And guess what the first one is? 525 motors versus 358 traditional steel block alcohol limited late model motors. That's right, 525s versus the 358 steel block alcohol motors. And we'll be announcing who's going to be the speakers. And a lot of this is set up. There'll be proponents, and then there'll be people kind of in the middle, or opponents or opposition on the other side, and we'll do them separate week to week. So we're looking forward to that. Don't forget about our racing seminar for sponsorship needs, and we'll give you the tools you need to help you get good sponsors. And we put a lot of time into this, a lot of effort. I personally have. It's November 9th. You can still reach out. Seats are filling, but we have some left over. Get a hold of me, and we'll get you fitted in that, okay? So, having said that, you turn over to On Track with Mike tomorrow night, 93.7 at 6:10, or find him on Facebook at On Track with Mike. They got a really good show lined up for everybody. So that's what we got this week, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tommy Cordell from Elbows Up Dirt Productions. We're here at the Bottom Line, Studio 2, brought to you by Chances Logistics. Have a big energy week, Elbows Up. We'll see you real soon.